Right, you got the measurements for both off my website, so you can either do it in the centimetres version or the inches. And the first one we're going to look at is the slip cover. So the slip cover will house actually 2 of your memory folios or your photo folios. So you're going to need 2 sheets of card. I'm going to put my instructions there in front of me. Oh, they're sliding down already. You're going to need 2 sheets of card. So as I say, it doesn't matter how you cut them, inches, centimetres, the principle is always the same, okay? There's just no difference whatsoever. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to do this one in centimetres. So I need to have 30.5 and 26.5. And obviously if you're doing this in inches, let me bring both here so I can read both as I go. You're going to go 12 inches by 10.5 inches. And you need both pieces of card of that measurement. Okay, so just cut this second one here. I think I'm just going to put the camera up a little bit to give a bit more space. There we go, that might be a little bit better for you. So we've cut our card. So the next thing you're going to do is the scoring. So as I say, it doesn't matter if it's inches or centimetres. I'm going to go in with the centimetres, but the same principle applies. So I'll try and read out both sets of measurements as I go. So I've got 30.5 by 26.5, and it says score both on the long side. So when we talk about long side, if you look at a piece of card, you've got the longest measurement and the shortest measurement. So when I talk about long side, it's putting the longest measurement up at the top of your scoreboard. That's what you're going to actually do. And you're going to score this on the long side at 5.5 centimetres, or that would be 2.25 inches, and again at 26.5 centimetres, and that would be 10.75 inches. And then you're going to do a quarter turn. So now you're going to score on the long side at 21 centimetres or 8.25 inches. So I'll do that again because we need to do this on both. So if you read your instructions, you go from the long side. So you're going to do 5.5 centimetres, which is 2.25 inches, and then 26.5 centimetres, which is 10.75 inches. You're going to do your quarter turn to the short side, and you're going to score at 21 centimetres or 8.25 inches. So we've done that on both. So the next thing you're going to do, and you know what I'm going to tell you to do, is burnish those score lines. So just burnish all your score lines. Now I'm using some white card here. This is just 12 by 12 white cards. Your memory folios and your photo folios, anything you do like that, yes, it's acid and lignin free. This isn't going to be touching your photographs. This is an outside sleeve, so it doesn't matter if it's not acid and lignin free. However, the product I'm using is acid and lignin free. So we've done that. So the next thing we're going to do is to get our big scissors and do a little bit of snipping. So we're going to just go along. This is the short piece here. So I'm just going to go straight up on the score line and then take an angle out. And I'm going to do that on the next one as well. So I'm straight up on the score line and an angle out. And you're going to see what I've done there. Okay, and you're going to do exactly the same again. Okay, so this is it. With things like this, If you're doing inches, centimetres, the measurements are different, but when it comes to construction, as you would have seen with my photo folios, it's all exactly the same. You know, I've done the measuring for you. You haven't got to worry. This is just putting it together. So you've got 2 of those now. The next thing we're going to do is to go in and glue, and I am going to use my EVA glue for this because I've got more stick, if you like. So I'm going to put this to one side. So what we're going to be doing is you're going to stick, if you lay it down, you've got a shorter piece and a longer piece. This longer piece is the width of having 2 books, okay, or 2 folios. So you're going to attach a longer piece to a shorter piece, if that makes sense. So I'm going to glue on here, and I'm going close to the edge but not on the edge. I know it's hard to see on the white. And then I'm just putting an amount of glue. You haven't got to go mad if you're using the EVA glue from Pink Frog, because basically less is best, and if you go with your big bottle and put it on, you'll end up with your cardstock buckling and warping. So I'm now going to lay that one onto that one, and I'm going to go up to the score line but not on the score line, because if you're on your score line, the project won't score because we've taken away the score line. So just manoeuvre it where you need it. And you know what I'm going to tell you. Burnish down, because this is helping the glue go into the fibres of the paper. And this is a construction piece, and this is very important when it comes to construction, because it's not like a card that you're just going to do and then eventually it's no more. A construction piece is going to last. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do exactly the same again. And if you fold your project in half with your little piece underneath, you'll find it will all fit together nicely. So I'm going straight in again with the EVA glue on the small piece. Not on the large piece, on the small piece, the small tab. Okay. Okay. And then you're going to fold that over, and they should meet nicely. So it should all lay flat. Okay, just making sure you're happy with that. And then you know what I'm going to tell you, go ahead and burnish. Now it's not as easy to burnish the inside. You can open it up and get your hand in, because we haven't sealed the bottom yet, so it is quite a good idea. So that's the start of our sleeve. Okay, so the next thing I have done is I've actually decorated some panels to put on my project. So I've got these all decorated, ready to go, because it's nice to have it all nicely decorated up. And this is when I would say to you, stick your panels on, okay? Because once the box is together, it's not as easy to do. So I've just decorated these panels up. Okay, you can decorate them as you wish. You could do your inking and stamping techniques. And I know I've had some requests from a few of you to do some quick videos on how I created some of the looks, and I will be doing that. I haven't forgotten. Okay, I'm going to do some how-to videos, because you seem to like that clean stamped look. It's not too grungy. Now the other thing you could do, you don't have to do stamping and inking. You could use pattern paper. Okay, the choice is yours, but rule of thumb is to have a white border around, which I prefer. Personal choice again. What you need to do is you need to go down, go in about 1/4 of an inch or 1 centimetre. Okay, and that gives you that look. I'm going to flip this over now and put the second one on this side. I've kept this in the theme of the size 8 memory folios that I did on TV, but I'm also going to show you that my photo folios, because they're exactly the same size, of the outside cover being 8 1/4 inches or 21 centimetres, they will fit in here as well. And as many of you as you know, my photo folio series is now going to be up to number 6. It was only ever meant to be 3 folios of different styles, and I keep getting requests to do more, so I've got another one that's ready filmed that will be going up. So there will be 6. So that is your 2 panels covered. So now we're going to put a top cover on and a back cover on and a bottom cover on, and again I have already prepped these ahead of time. So this is the stage I would stick these on, because you'll see that it's easier to actually press that glue through while it's flat like this, rather than when it's constructed. So just lining that up. I know this part is the bottom panel and you don't see it, but just think it looks nice to have the whole thing decorated. And again, it's adding a bit more stability to your actual project. Okay, that's the other good thing about it. So yeah, if you're going to stick pattern papers on, even having pattern papers on will allow a bit more rigidity. The other thing you could do is matte and layer your pattern papers if you wish. That isn't a problem as well. So I'm just going to turn that round because you don't want to see my head in the camera shot. Just bring that over so it all matches up. There we go. And then again, I'm just going to burnish that down. Okay, so that's our side and top and side and bottom, and now we're going to construct this all together. So this is where you need to decide which is which. So have a look at them and decide which way round you're going to go. I think I'm going to go that way round. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my last panel on here for the back. Okay, once you've made one of these, honestly, they are so easy, and it's just a nice way, you know, like say you've got pictures of a holiday and they don't all fit quite in one of your folios. You can put them into 2, make yourself a box, label it up, and you've got everything in one place, you know, which is quite nice. I did this for my mum and dad's diamond wedding anniversary. I did 3 of the folio albums, and I did one of their actual day, one of the party that we held, and then one of the evening event. So they had 3 folios of the 2 different things that we did for them for their anniversary, and they were in 3 different folios, but I boxed them all together so it was all nicely together. So we've got our front piece here. So what I'm going to do is going to fold that back, because the piece that's going to go down first is this big flap, because this is going to make everything look nice when you look inside your project. Okay, and then I'm going to stick these 2 little side ones down first. Now I could have cut these off, okay, because I don't really need these smaller ones. However, I just felt again it's adding some more sturdiness to the project. Okay, so that is why I left them in. So just square that up and flop that one in and that one in, and this is where I like to just put it on its base, and I normally go in with my big scissors just to press that down firmly, and just take your time doing each stage. Okay, so that's nicely stuck down. The next part we're going to do is these bigger flaps. So again, I'm putting glue round the edge, but not on it. And with the fine nozzle bottles, what you're doing is you're getting more control, so it's not going to seep out everywhere. Okay, so that's going on there. I'm going to press that over and I'm going to do exactly the same again. I'm going to turn it on its back and just go in with my scissors just to give it a little bit of, I could put my hand in there, but I'm just thinking to show you. Okay, so that's that piece now stuck down. So the last piece is this piece on the side. So again, put in a good amount of glue, but not too much. As close to the edge as you can go, but not on the edge, because we don't want it seeping out. Okay, then I'm going to push that one over, so that gives our nice finish off. And again, I'm going to put it on its back side. I'm just going to wipe the end of my bottle for a minute because I've finished doing my gluing. Put the lid on my bottle. Right, and I'm going to go back in again with my big scissors. In fact, I'm going to go in with my hand just to make sure that's all nice and firm. So there is your slip cover made. So let's bring in 2 of the Memory Folios. So these are the 2 that I did on the telly for Pink Frog Crafts. So they fit beautifully, as you can see in there. Doesn't that look nice to house your projects so you can keep everything nicely together? So that is showing you the Memory Folios, the size 8 Memory Folios. So now let me bring in 2 of my Foto Folios. So you'll find these again over on my website. So this is Foto Folios as F-O-T. So Foto Folios like that. There's 6 of them. So there we go. Let's see if these pop in here. Pop them in. And again, you can see it all fits beautifully inside the cover. So everything matches. These make great gifts. So this is the slip cover to go on your size 8 Memory Folios or your Foto Folios from me. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment below. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, press the subscribe button. You know, you won't miss out on anything new that I'm doing in the crafty world. And don't forget to pop over to my Facebook page, Dawn's Inspirations. Press like and you can follow me. And if you make one of these, please share a picture because I'd love to show other people what you're doing. So thank you for watching. I'm Dawn McPhee from Dawn's Inspirations. And the next video coming up will be the file box presentation box. See you shortly.